Carl, what's the difference between an ape and a monkey? That's our joke. That's a genuine question.
An ape is closer to a human, and a monkey is a tiny little boy like a Curious George.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Well, scientifically that checks out.
Or are they all monkeys?
No, I think there's apes. They're the big fellas. You're right. Humans, and then I think monkeys are sort of playful and joyful. Different evolution, you know.
Is that true?
No. But again, this podcast is mainly vibe wise. You know, we're not going for.
Oh, we don't have to fact check anything.
No. That's our Rights podcast.
Yeah.
My name's Oscar.
My name's Carl.
And
This is Who Would Watch This?
Welcome to Who Would Watch This, the podcast we watch a film, chat about the film, and try and figure out who would watch this.
Today we're talking about The Planet of the Apes by Tim Burton. You know that version of this franchise from 2001 nobody remembers or revisits?
Was it the good one, and then was there no ones in between, and this one? I don't know about that.
No, there's the we'll get into it, but this currently has a 5.7 on IMDb, a 43% on Rotten Tomatoes, and a 2.3 on Letterboxd. Oscar, what's the plot?
In 2029, yes. 5 years, an Air Force astronaut crash lands on a mysterious planet where evolved talking apes dominate a race of primitive humans. Holy shit, Carl. This has never happened before, except for those other films where it happened.
Damn. It is enthralling. Look, so there's actually like 4 or 5 Planet of the Apes movies.
Yeah.
So there's like Planet of the Apes and Beneath the Planet of the Apes and
this is like
Conquer the Planet of the Apes. And so they're all
70s, 80s?
Yeah, they're all the 70s, 80s ones,
Yep.
and they all get progressively B-movie.
Yep.
Because
You didn't have
spoilers,
that Heston. You didn't have that Heston.
Spoilers for the sequel to Planet of the Apes. Everyone dies.
Damn.
It's wild what happens. That second one's one of the nuttiest movies I've ever seen. And I highly recommend everybody goes and watches it, especially if you love the original Planet of the Apes like I do. The second one's crazy. Just a really big fuck you to any fan of the first one. You wouldn't believe the ending of that movie. It's insane.
And then I guess the new ones are out. That one's pretty blowing up.
Yeah.
I've never even seen them.
Really?
I know Matt Reeves' Batman directed to me, not even those
Yeah.
4. Did he direct the newest one? No.
He directed Dawn and he directed War, and then the guy who did the Maze Runner directed the new one, Kingdom.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
Good
so
for him.
I haven't seen the new one yet. I'm excited to see it. I think this is honestly, apart from this one, this is like a weirdly consistent franchise.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be as good as it is.
I feel like I haven't even delved into it at all. But
You should watch the original. The original one's great. Like a
Yeah.
real proper classic. Aged a little bit, but the actual makeup's so good. Like, we'll talk about it in this one, but the original one just sort of lacks the actors wanting to act like apes. But I guess that it's like so far in the future that they're like, no, we're literally just walking, talking apes.
Carl, before we even stop right there, hey, stop. We didn't go back to last week, huh?
And try and figure out who would watch it?
Yes.
Let's do it.
That's what we're trying to do.
Let's do it.
Carl, Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes. Tim Burton, huh? Man who did Frankenweenie. That's right. He's off weenies now. He's on to apes.
He's the only one. I only know him from Frankenweenie and Dark Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
And Big Eyes. Everyone remembers the Christoph Waltz Amy Adams Big Eyes.
Here's the thing. On Letterboxd, it's Django Unchained, but then very much Big Eyes is pretty much the top. That's pretty much it. That's Christoph, you know? That's who he is.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
Nobody even remembers Inglourious Bastards.
Why would you?
Yeah.
Big Eyes
Actually, you know
right
what's
there.
above all that? The Green Hornet.
Whoa, is he the villain?
He's the villain in the Green Hornet.
Damn.
It's pretty big, right?
Was that pre-Django and everything like
No,
that?
that was post.
Oh, post?
Yeah,
Okay.
that
He
was his paycheck
Making
gig.
money. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him making money.
Yeah.
He got the Oscars. They don't sell for much.
We should do the Green Hornet.
Oh, we
the
should.
Green Hornet's a weird.
I remember distinctly that the I guess the ending was that it was all on a sushi fun drive, and that was kind of like the ending.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. That's the only thing that retained from me. More that like a novelty USB could be a thing.
I remember the action was really wacky. Like it would expand the picture frame. So it'd be like
Nothing is retained.
KO gets like
again. I don't want the names or even Seth Rogen was
it's
in
about
it.
a Green Hornet.
I just know the sushi USB was in there.
James Franco's killed at the beginning by Christoph Waltz.
Damn, that's crazy to put James Franco in a film and then be like, nah, it's Seth Rogen's
That's
time.
right. So it's Seth Rogen's time to shine, and he's in love with Cameron Diaz.
God, that's an odd film.
Do
Anyway,
we go all in on the Green Hornet?
should,
I
we
love
should.
that we remember a movie exists and then we're like, do we do that the following week?
We never do. We never do.
Oh, yeah. Sorry to the people that thought we were going to review Jack this week.
Oh, God, we're not going to do that.
We'll get to Jack. I would love to do Jack.
We'll get to Jack.
I would like to review Jack with somebody named Jack.
If only we knew one.
I know. If only we
man.
knew one.
Now, Carl.
Shout out to Jock.
Oh,
You were so close.
He
You
got
were so
accused.
close.
Planet of the Apes, Carl. Have you seen it? Have you lived it? Have you loved it?
Yeah, so I recently worked out I have seen every single Planet of the Apes movie except the one that's in cinemas right now,
Nice.
which I'm hunkering to go see. I'm keen as hell to live. I wants to see it.
Damn, that's crazy.
So,
I
yeah.
also realized that I've only seen this one twice. Never seen the others, but I've seen this one twice.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Maybe a third time. I know it's one like the back of my hand. Oh, Paul Giamatti.
We're so busy at the moment. I'm in a state of watching movies. I'm usually like I got to see it the Thursday it comes out, and I'm like 2 weeks behind, and it's doing my head in. I need like a weekend to catch up at the movies. You're only just seeing challenges now.
No, exactly.
You haven't.
I've not even
had-
seen
you-
Dune. I've not seen Dune 2.
Yeah.
I'm way behind.
When's the last time you went to the cinema?
It's been about 4 years. I've not seen anything. Dare I say, I actually might be fucked up. It might be Madame Web. That might be fucked up. That's revolting.
Totally is
That's
Madame Web.
revolting. That's revolting.
So bad.
Ugh.
Don't worry, I'm putting in enough work at the cinema for me and you. It's fine. I'm paying
You're so
double on
brave.
tickets.
You're so brave.
Thank
Carl,
you.
who would watch Planet of the Apes?
Look. Oh, okay. Yeah. So this one, as a big Planet of the Apes fan, I've seen this Tim Burton one maybe 7 times in my
Fuck
life.
off. I thought my
I've-
3 was outrageous.
No, loved it as a
Man,
kid.
you're bananas
Loved
you're for apes.
Yeah, I went ape shit for it. I love apes. People in ape makeup. I don't know what it is. It makes me go nutty. Like, I was disappointed in the new ones where they're like, we're CGing them and it's performance motion capture. And I'm like, boo! Put them in filthy makeup.
Make it take hours and make it take so long.
It's really funny because I think from memory, the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes movie has made no leeway in makeup. You were like, wow, that makeup for the originals is just that good. It never got better.
Damn.
Because just makeup can just get to a point.
That's kind of it, you know? We peaked.
Yeah.
It's
like
just
when you watch The
latex.
Thing and you're like, well, The Thing's just animatronics and makeup are just as good as that gets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy there isn't like an advantage in latex, but I guess that's kind of it.
Yeah, I mean, there probably are. I mean, look, the makeup's probably better now, but I saw this a lot as a kid. I've not seen it in many years. I remember rewatching it at uni, and I hated it. I thought it was one of the worst movies I'd ever seen. I'm so excited to review it, because from memory, it doesn't even feel like a Tim Burton movie. It just feels like it's weird own thing. Made at a studio.
It's weird that I guess this is like his turn to like paychecks. I feel like this is like maybe I'm just thinking like maybe the other like the guy directed Back to the Future, but I feel like the 2000 happens and they're like we're making money,
Yeah,
we're making
that's
money,
right.
and we're doing anything. And Tim Burton kind of did that with this one as well.
Yeah.
This is his first like not flop, but like first kind of like let's make some coin.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'm keen.
So who do I think it's for? I think it is for I think it's going to be for Paul Giamatti fans.
Paul Giamatti's great.
He's the one thing I remember him as an orangutan is comedy gold, and if you loved him as the rhino, you're gonna love him as like orangutan. Oscar, who do you think it's for?
Damn, people that like Paul Giamatti as an animal, that's pretty tough to beat. I gotta say, I guess if you for me, this is the best Planet of the Apes because I've only seen this one. So I guess if you like the best the Planet of the Apes got to offer, I guess check out this one. You know, yeah, I'll confidently say that this is the best the series got to go for.
Okay, huge. All right, let's see if you're correct.
Carl, Planet of the Apes, huh? You enthralled? Were you loving this? Were you living this?
Wow, this movie was really just a slog to get through.
It's a bit of a slog.
Crazy.
Yeah.
There's apes that have conquered the world. This movie, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Its timeline, I don't get. It's so convoluted.
You see those YouTube videos of like the ending explained, and I feel like that takes away You should never do that on YouTube. You should never like watch a film and then go, I don't want to explain. I want someone to tell me detailed what happened.
Yeah.
This is the only film I've done that for. I've gone, just tell me what logistically actually was the plot. I think I've got it now.
Well, like I watched this with I didn't watch it with my partner. I watched the last 10 minutes with my partner when he walked in. And he was like, oh, so did this thing happen? And I said, no, I think this thing happened. And then we looked it up, and I guess we were both wrong.
Yeah.
But it was weird because obviously the famous thing at the end of the original Planet of the Apes is the Statue of Liberty.
Yes.
So it's funny that this movie really didn't want to do that and thus shot itself in the foot completely.
Yeah. I saw a lot of theories of people being like, man, if they had a sequel, they could have really jumped into this. We'll get into the timelines and stuff because that's the fun of the end one. But should we just get into the start, huh?
I will throw out.
Oh yes.
I think
Let's do compliments first because I've got some compliments for the film.
Oh, okay, all right.
I was going to say the monkey makeup was great. When I say great, I think it took a long time. They've done some decisions. I think some of the monkeys look great. The female ones do not.
Oh
look
yeah,
great.
so this is the Helena Bonham Carter's monkey is not the best.
They all look like a bit like Michael Jackson. I feel like that was the look of 2001.
Yeah.
It's just upsetting. Some of the monkeys look great.
I think I'm going to throw out who I think looks great. I think Paul Giamatti looks great.
Yeah.
I think Tim Roth looks great.
Yeah.
And I think Michael Clark Duncan looks great.
Yes.
And then I don't think anybody else looks that good.
No, all the generic monkeys in the background. I will say why I asked you at the start, do you know the difference between a monkey and an ape? I do not. I do not want people to get on it. I'm going to call them all monkeys. Sorry.
They're all it's Planet of the Monkeys.
Yeah, Planet of the Monkeys.
Yeah.
I feel like, again, and praise of the film, I feel like although Tim Roth is in a monkey costume, it looks like Tim Roth.
So I'll throw out there right now, I think Tim Roth's great in this movie.
Yeah.
He is conservatively the only one trying.
Really good, right?
There's nobody else fucking trying. So I think the funniest thing about this movie is, I mean, usually we have more structure to this, but I'm just going to throw it out now. Everybody's made a choice to act as a monkey differently.
Yes.
There is no consistent performance in their animalistic nature.
No.
Helena Bonham Carter's simply being her.
She's standing. She's standing
standing
her
upright.
hands are just hands. They're just like, well, I'm going to use like a human.
Yeah.
Tim Roth is crawling. He's got like, he's essentially Andy.
He's going full Andy Serkis.
Yes, he's doing great.
Yeah, he's doing...
Paul Giamatti is this almost cowardly man who's kind of like, oh, I don't know, man. I'm just like, he's like rubbing his hand like a.
He's like flat out of a Looney Tunes, like that butler. That's like, wow, like that's him. He's doing.
I think
everything.
Good. I think good.
He's great.
I feel like all the interviews.
The character actors are great. Paul
Yes.
Giamatti's great. Tim Roth's great.
Mark's giving nothing.
Oh yeah, Mark is the most bored I've ever seen him in a movie.
Yes.
Ever seen him in a movie. This is maybe the worst Mark Wahlberg performance I've ever seen.
I don't know why, because it seemed like he was really keen to do this film. Maybe he got like.
I've read the same thing that he was like, Planet of the Apes, Tim Burton, sign me up.
Because at that point, it'd be a no-brainer. He dropped out Ocean's 11, which maybe, like, in hindsight, bad. But, like, you'd be like, one, Tim Burton, he hasn't had an L yet. He just did Sleepy Hollow. And Planet of the Apes, that's a banger of a thing. Let's get into it.
Mark Wahlberg's only joy in this movie is when he is acting against an actual monkey.
Yeah.
When he's like, what, I get to hold its hand now? Fuck yeah. Anytime a monkey's going down steps, Mark Wahlberg's expression's like, I'm touching a monkey.
You would.
Like,
That's a good acting experience. You're thrilled.
Yeah.
Should we get into the intro, Carl?
Oh, okay, let's do it.
Mark Wahlberg is a monkey trainer. I don't know what this job is. It says the plot said he was like an astronaut. I don't think he is. I think he just trains the monkeys to be astronauts.
Yeah. His little cute little astronaut monkey is having a ball. He's working out how to fly. Mark Wahlberg sits down, he watches a video from home, like in Interstellar, I guess. But this isn't grim.
Not as harrowing. I guess time doesn't change. Time doesn't move on Earth. It seems like it's just a Skype call. This never pays off, does it?
No, it doesn't. It was really weird. It's just exposition of being like, they ever gonna let you fly? I was trying to work out who everyone was. One of them's their apartment sitter that's like, you've been gone 2 years, never come back. I love your apartment. Nobody's like, I miss you.
Maybe rent it out also. That's a bad financial system on him. To be like someone just sitting, watching your apartment, rent it out. Lease that out.
Feels to me like it was inserted into the movie because if it's not there, you have no understanding as to whatever the fuck Mark Wahlberg's fighting for.
No. What is he fighting for?
What's he fighting to get
Well, I
home
think-
to?
okay, well-
What's his motivation? Without seeing that he's
I
got
don't
family and
think-
friends
I
on
don't-
Earth, what's he doing?
I mean, well, my motivation, I thought he was just like, let me save this monkey. I thought him and the monkey were best friends.
Yeah, but they're not.
That's crazy.
He doesn't seem to like that monkey
That's
that
crazy
much.
because the monkey goes flies off into a wormhole. Essentially, they're on a big spaceship. The monkey goes into a wormhole. He goes, "I'm gonna chase that monkey if it's the last fucking thing I did." And that was the only acting choice I understood because yes, he loves that monkey. Okay, he want to save that monkey. Are you saying to me he does not love that monkey?
I don't think he loves that monkey.
Damn.
He leaves it at the end. If he loved the monkey, he would have gone with the
I
monkey.
will agree with that. I thought, see, that's my problem with the whole film. I'm like, you were willing to go into a black hole essentially.
Yeah.
For this monkey,
And when you finally found him, you abandoned him
like
in
that,
a
it's just like, oh,
like in
this
a
planet
flash.
was not good. So he's not in love with the monkey.
I don't
Okay.
think he likes monkey that much.
I think he hates his job as well because he's just like,
it's him. He's literally training monkeys to fly when his passion is flying. Like it's
How
what
insulting!
What a
How
spit
insulting!
in the face.
That is really cruel.
Imagine being like, it's just that would be the most infuriating thing. Being like, do I get to fly these one? And they're like, no, Mark, the monkeys fly this one.
I can't stress to you, a monkey could do your job, and that's really genuinely your job to teach monkeys to do your job.
I love that they're like, genuinely a monkey can do your job and immediately can't do it.
Yeah.
The monkey is lost so quickly. Like, within seconds, they're like, all right, put that trained monkey out there. And the monkey's like, and just dies.
Starts throwing poo at the window, like, damn.
Damn.
Mark, you
we
really dropped
rea-
the ball on this one. That monkey was not very well trained.
That monkey had zero interest. This entire movie's based off space chimps, and it really blew up in our face.
Anyway, Mark follows the chimp down to the black hole. Holy shit, Carl. We're in.
He's
now.
in a planet of apes.
He's in a planet of the apes.
He's in a planet of apes. He crashes in a Star Wars like lake where Yoda would camp out, I guess. And then a chase ensues, and you see some of the cleanest cavemen you've ever seen.
Yes, they were very detailed. They're like, all right, the men are going to be filthy. I'm talking hairy. I'm talking grizzly.
They got
beards.
Chris Christopherson.
I thought this was Jeff Bridges for a second, and then went, oh, hang on, it's not Jeff Bridges.
It's Chris Christopherson.
But it is a caveman, and then there's, I don't know how you explain it. I can just imagine Tim Burton behind with a cigarette going, yeah, no, that'll work. Just the cleanest girl I've ever seen with this ever so lightly his hair. You're like, damn.
Oh, her hair, conservatively, when we have seen girls get ready, to get her hair is like 4 hours of work.
I think it was longer in the makeup chair than the monkeys, honestly, and it looks
No joke.
divine.
It looks great. She looks incredible the entire film. Her agent was like, she's not looking filthy. She's desirable.
Tim Burton was like, listen, it's a tough call. Who do we make the love interest, the monkey or her? And the studio exec's going, her. Come on, man.
Come on, her. And Tim Burton's like, kiss that monkey.
Come on, kiss that
Kiss
monkey.
that fucking monkey.
Do we think that Tim Burton and Helen, after set, pashed a little as a monkey? Thoughts?
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Because after this, they became a couple.
I'm going to tell you right now, we see an orangutan and a monkey start to have sex in the movie.
Yeah.
It feels like a role play that occurred and
Well,
was
I thought it
inserted
was
in.
strange because that monkey orangutan was called Tim, and the other one was called Helen, and they had a big placard on top of the bed. I thought that was odd, but I think it was a good choice though. It worked for the scene.
I loved how fat that orangutan was. I'm going to tell you right now, I loved
There's
it.
a lot of choice in this film that I quite like. There's a scene where they're all like, let's gather around, like, see the monkeys, like, universe. And some of them are just, like, smoking a fat...
Some of them are greasers. Some of them have leather jackets, smoking a bong and greasers.
They're clicking. They're going, I don't know what, like, socioeconomic... It caused them to have, essentially, like, a revolution to the wartime. But you know what? It works. Because you got hippies, you got greasers.
I don't know when in time this is meant to be, but they're flat out given a "Tell Me More" vibe. Like their mid-musical number when they're just like interrupted.
It's so upsetting. There's like a Pink Ladies movie in the background, and we're left with this slock.
I'll tell you right now, Paramount Plus missed out on owning the rights to Planet of the Apes. I bet they're kicking themselves.
Do you remember that TV show that came on for what, a day? And they're
Oh,
like,
yeah.
we're riding off in the taxi.
Didn't one of the actors not even get through the making of it? He was like, I'm leaving this sinking ship, and they CG'd him in.
Anyway,
Sorry, we're jumping around. I've got to say right now. So when he lands on Earth.
Yes.
It's really bizarre if you go and watch the original Planet of the Apes, how big the scope is and how small this one feels. It feels like a studio set.
I was gonna say it was kind of upsetting because there's some of the like the desert scenes. I was like, "That's cool." They've essentially dressed up 50 monkeys in the desert. I think that's fun.
Yeah,
I'm all for the practical.
But
effects.
the original one did that on a Tuesday.
Yeah,
like literally, the original one. If you go and watch the making of the original one,
I watched some of the scenes.
They're literally
cool.
It looks great.
Yeah.
The actors weren't allowed to eat during the day because of the makeup.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So they were just like everything was through a straw. Like, oh, it's just great. But the big change that they've made from this movie in the original that I think they absolutely never should have touched, and that's that the humans can't talk in the original.
The humans can't talk. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So Charlton Heston lands and is like, oh, look at all these humans, and they're not verbal.
Gotcha.
They've lost the will to be able to speak because they
will
haven't.
or like the
Well, it's like it's not trained.
Yeah,
they've
gotcha.
lost. They've been de-evolved.
Yeah.
To be like monkeys so they can't communicate.
Yes.
So the big shock in that movie halfway through is when Charlton Heston's like, get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. Yeah. And all the apes are like, holy shit. Yeah. A human that can talk.
Yeah, gotcha.
So then that's the reason he spirals that entire center of that movie. This movie, Planet of the Apes by Tim Burton's way more heavy on ape. Like way more heavy. It's way more a POV of Charlton Heston than this movie is.
Yes, gotcha. Well, we get shot. We talked like essentially they're all rounded up. They're gathered around. The apes kidnap them.
Yeah. Oh, and we actually have this movie for some reason. I don't know who came up with the idea to repurpose lines from the original, but only in comedic ways.
Because they have not the take your hands off me, you damn dirty ape. It's like take your hands off me, you human.
You damn dirty human.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's some comedy in this that I don't know. I get why it was poorly reviewed at the time. That greaser thing is a bad bit. Maybe if you're a big fan of it. Nowadays, with 20 years of experience, I'm like, that's kind of funny.
It's very Tim Burton.
Yeah.
It's super Tim Burton to be like, nah, they're just like lost in time. Like, it feels, this movie has more akin with like Land of the Lost than it does.
That damn Chica thing.
Yeah.
God, that Lonely Island guy must be upset. That's him. Anyway, we get introduced to the Apeville, essentially. Paul Giamatti is a slave owner, an orangutan slave owner.
But you learn to love him.
Oh,
learn to love him.
This should have won him the Oscar. I mean, honestly, The Holdovers doesn't hold a candle to him as a slave owner.
I was shocked when you finish this movie and you go, wow, you could cut his character and nothing could change.
Well, no, but you wouldn't learn that. I guess his arc, not even arc, I guess his lesson is that slavery's bad. That's what he learns.
I guess so.
Yeah.
He learns to sell aspirin to children. I guess.
Yeah. He's a drug pusher now.
It's a weird
It's
arc.
definitely better than
Yeah.
slavery, but it's not much better, but it's definitely better. So good for him.
It's really funny when they're putting them all into cages and they're just like, keep your eyes on this one to Mark Wahlberg. And I'm like, he hasn't done anything yet to warrant you keeping your eyes on him.
He's definitely got a vibe. I guess he's just clean cut. Is that what they're
all clean.
Yeah.
Everybody looks clean. They all have incredible teeth, and they haven't missed a lick of like words.
No, I think that there's some bits where they've committed. Like some of the makeup looks great. They just haven't committed with like some of the dirtiness of it all. I guess because some of it's studio, some of it outside looks great, but the studio stuff in these cages looks a bit like a theme park.
Yeah, It does look very theme parky. That's a good way to put it. Feels like you should be riding a boat through most of the scenes.
Oh, honestly, if this was like they got rid of the Pirates of the Caribbean and it was just apes, I would love it. You know, wouldn't that be fun?
Do we think Helena Bonham Carter's ape actually likes the humans, or she's just very attracted to Mark?
I don't know. She has sort of this like her sort of whole thing is that she's sort of like a rebel. She like cares for the humans almost in the way that like a girl would look after like animals and becomes like a vegetarian, but the opposite of this where like they're humans. So I think it starts off as like I like humans. However, the film divulges into maybe this is sexual. You can really feel the producer, Tim Burton. It's a weird thing for Tim Burton to push. I don't think he was trying to push for like, hey, the ape should make out and the human should make out. But the producer sort of went, no. So you're kind of left with this weird like half in, half out. And it's just an odd vibe, isn't it?
Yeah. It's funny because in the original, Charlton Heston falls in love with just another human.
Yeah.
And has to slowly educate her.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to speak and everything like that, because they're essentially like in the original one definitely has more like, I don't know, not horror movie vibes, but like more confronting stuff. Like Charlton Heston gets castrated
Yeah, gotcha. Damn.
because they don't want humans breeding. So it's pretty like, I assume it's way closer to the book.
What, there's greases weren't in the book?
Yeah, they didn't write a bong in 1930. They weren't just like, and then the little ape,
A bunch of apes
huffed his collar and took a big hit.
threw some fat rings and started watching, like, I don't know, Rick and Morty. It was sick, man.
Dan Harmon should make everything. Yeah, anyway, look, let's just get into this. So there's two things. One, the apes have found religion.
Yes.
And so this is the timeline that starts to throw it, right?
Yeah.
So spaceship that wants to find Mark crash lands.
Yes.
They all die. The the apes revolt.
Yep.
And they... Oh, okay. Look, this is the... Oh, my God. I've got so much to put out, and I don't know how to verbalize it.
Can I say, the way I explained the timeline?
Yeah.
I thought it was sort of like, essentially, the crew, the ship,
Yeah.
Mark and his monkey go into this wormhole.
Yeah.
What this wormhole does is reverses time.
Yeah.
So then the ship comes out first, like in the time, like 3,000 years older.
Yeah.
Then Mark, and then the monkey. So it almost
Yeah.
reverses you. So
Yeah.
you go in, it goes reverses you.
Yeah.
Then that makes sense for the ending, which we'll get to.
Yes, but the thing that throws me as this isn't Earth.
Yeah.
Like
This is
the
not
original.
Earth.
This
No,
is a
this is
two-moon
random-
place.
yeah.
Because at the end of the movie, he lands on Earth.
He does. He goes back home.
So, okay, so this entire system is brought up by the spaceship, right?
Yes.
So I think Simu's the ape that led the rebellion on
Yes.
there. Because the ape that is friends with Mark Wahlberg doesn't ever arrive until the very end.
Yes.
And they misconstrued that ape
As Jesus.
As Jesus
Yeah.
returning. Yeah. So this is just stories brought down from the spaceship, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. It's odd no other religion like formed. It's crazy, not like monkey Buddhism or something like that.
It's interesting
You
that
know?
they were like, well, where do all the other apes come from? Because there's not an orangutan at the beginning of the movie, is there?
No, I don't know how. Again, we should never come to us for
if
evolution.
you know anything, if you are actually big on apes, let us
monkeys.
know. Yeah, apes on please let us know. Let us know if can two apes create an orangutan?
'Cause here's
how
my
do they
thing.
survive in the mist?
Again, this is my very butchered version of evolution. I guess there's I'm thinking it as like how Brussels sprouts are like the same plant as like broccoli and a bunch of stuff. Okay,
What?
you're freaking out.
What?
Yeah, get this. So broccoli, Brussels sprouts, I think cauliflower, and there's another one involved there. I think the root or something. They're all the same plant,
I don't
Carl.
fucking believe
And
ya.
people have picked them out and gone, we're going to focus on this. I think kale's one of them as
It's
well.
like telling me ham and pork are from the same animal. You fucking idiot.
You're gonna freak you out. Guess what? You're right. They're separate things. One's a plant, one's an animal. But I guess that's how evolution works. Like one monkey goes, I'm gonna go over to those rocks, and there's everyone else like, I'm gonna go to the sand, and one becomes a sand monkey, and one becomes a rock monkey. You know, that's why you guys come to this podcast, because we know our stuff pretty well.
You're saying Brussels
I'm
sprout
27.
to
I'm 27.
Brussels sprout to
I don't
broccoli,
know.
and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
going that sand to rock monkey.
That's pretty much exactly what I'm saying. So I feel like I'm giving a pretty good
Are you
example.
saying okay? So are you saying that those vegetables all formed from the same vegetable, or are you saying that if you stop growing them at a certain point, you're going to get that vegetable?
No. I'm saying if you selectively breed this plant, this mystery
Oscar,
plant.
they're a seed.
Don't
Oscar,
fuck
they're
around.
seeds don't fuck.
No. Seeds famously do fuck.
Explain it to me in terms of what if they were like biscuits?
Okay, let's say you got a Tim Tam and you got your let's say you're Arnott's, okay, and you're
Ooh,
at
okay.
the factory.
Oh, now I follow.
Okay.
This is big. Okay, keep it going.
You're a guy, you're looking at a piece of broccoli, you're going, wow, this is from the same fucking plant? That's crazy. Anyway, you make Tim Tams over there, and you make Monte Carlos over there. Guess what, though? We've all got the same ingredients. I've got I don't know, what's the biscuit made? Oats and sugar. I've got all the oats and sugar, and I'm going to spread it out to you guys, left and right. And those can make orangutans, those can make chimps. I think it's pretty obvious.
You reckon all biscuits are oat?
What is wheat? Wheat and oat. It's wheat and oat.
Flour.
You sure about that? I think that's cake.
I feel like you use flour in cookies.
I feel like you do, yeah, no. But that's a cookie. Maybe
What's
it's-
in a Monte Carlo though?
See, that's my thing. Like Monte Carlo is definitely like we got the red and then you got the whites. I don't know what those are.
What's the exterior? An Anzac biscuit?
I feel like it's quite Anzac biscuit. That's why I'm thinking it's oat-esque. But maybe it is.
Maybe it's
wheat.
oat adjacent.
Maybe it's wheat.
Like a Brussels sprout is to a broccoli.
There we go.
Wow,
Anyway,
you really brought it back around.
thank you very much.
Anyway, so I don't know how this formed.
No, I don't know how this formed. I don't know how this religion formed, but they're pretty passionate about there's definitely going to be a monkey that returns, and we're going to pretty much base a whole civilization on
Yeah.
that.
So how'd we get onto this path again? Oh, so there's religion.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Odd vibes. Anyway,
it's weird.
moving on.
It's weird. There's no like contradiction because I'm pretty sure this is what the new one's about.
Oh, the religion. Crazy. This conversation they had, they were like, let's put that into 4 movies.
Well, because I think it's about how what Caesar's done in the previous 3 movies is misconstrued by people over time.
Oh, wow. Okay, gotcha.
So, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't know. I'm basing that off of a trailer and a conversation that happens in it, so I don't know. I could
Again,
be
come
very
to
wrong.
us for the podcast for movie news, okay? Monkey and movie news. That's kind of what we do, huh? That's
Yeah,
what we
that's
do.
right. Come to us to find out who won the Palme d'Or at Cannes. We don't know yet, and when you hear the podcast, we'll be late.
Really, if you want like to use Google, I don't know, 2 weeks late. That's kind of what we supply.
Hmm.
Now,
We're the equivalent of a Bing, if you will.
Paul Giamatti, Helen Bonham Carter, Marky Mark, the blonde girl, a little boy, and the dad.
Chris Christopherson.
They all escape the prison.
It's Chris Christopherson.
And they go, what's their goal here? Just to leave.
Oh my
Just to
god,
leave.
Mark gets out with ease.
Yeah.
Everything he's like, guys, everything sticks and twigs. we can easily most of this is string. We can leave in a heartbeat.
I was going to say you guys don't have opposable thumbs, but you do. Just untie the knots. I'll be honest, Paul Giamatti's done the knots himself. Just untie them.
My favorite thing was that guy from The Mummy who joins.
Yes.
Who is the butler, and he has 3 lines in the movie and then dies brutally on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to live. No, he was stomped to death.
No, it's crazy to establish that character. That we want him to die.
Yeah.
Let's get into Tim Roth's character. We've not really talked about him yet. He's kind of the Caesar equivalent, right?
No, Caesar likes humans.
Oh, really? Again, I haven't seen these. I
Yeah.
assume by the name Caesar, he was a dictator.
It's really funny because again, they are apes and they're like summer blockbusters. And they don't do too much with it, but there's weird little nuances in it, and you're like, why are we trying this hard on these Apes movies? I appreciate the effort, but why are we trying this
Okay.
hard?
Well, then I guess okay. So Tim Roth is the equivalent of like a dictator, essentially. It's
Yes,
crazy.
He's more equivalent to Toby Kebbell in Dawn.
Okay.
Remember when Toby Kebbell tried to be a thing?
I'm not
Remember
sure.
Ben-Hur? Remember Rock and Roller? Toby Kebbell. Do you remember Toby Kebbell?
Not even Toby Kebbell looks in the mirror and goes, I remember him. Now,
Leave Toby Kebbell out of this.
It feels
Oscar.
like-
Don't
don't-
create a
don't-
beef with Toby Kebbell.
I guess, fine. I apologize to Toby Kebbell. Anyway, now.
Did you hear that, Toby? You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. I defended you, Toby.
It's crazy that they also do religion. They also want to do, let's do like the socio-economics of this ape world, because he has to get martial law. Like he essentially has to like
yeah.
get power like Hitler did in like 1939. Like a very like, let's cause like a scene. There's war. There's humans out. Let's make a martial law so that I become the dictator.
Yeah.
And that's how Tim Roth becomes a villain.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
When they escape, Chris Christopherson is killed.
Yes.
And he puts up no fight. I don't know what he was thinking about charging at a gorilla.
Yeah, he sort of goes for like a jousting thing. The gorilla is gonna rip his face off.
My favorite thing about it is it's just Michael Clark Duncan running. So he is very slow. Nowhere near as quick as a gorilla.
Well, the game wasn't who can run the fastest. It was we're running towards each other. That's never speed needed. He's a massive ape, and he's gonna kill.
That's right.
So really, the speed wasn't the
Crazy,
issue.
he didn't end up killing Chris Christopherson. Tim Roth ended up just cutting him.
Yeah,
Weird they don't enjoy just pummeling and ripping off faces.
yeah. You think that's kind of
Like
what
Harambe did.
what apes do? Love that. Yeah,
Be crazy if Harambe was a big part of the Planet of the Apes movies.
I guess he could be seen as more like a myth. I'm thinking if like in the religious thing. I'm thinking he's more like a Buddha, maybe like a monk.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah,
He sets himself on fire.
like the Dalai monkey. Huh? There's a bit of a joke there.
Damn, it'd be so good if this was Planet of the Llamas. You would have been able to nail that joke.
Yeah, sadly, I guess they just spit and shit.
So then they go on their little adventure, this
Yeah.
group, and that's essentially they walk to a ship.
Yeah,
there's not a lot to talk about, but what we will talk about is that Charlton Heston's in this film,
Yes. Tim
and he
Roth's
plays
a monkey.
Zaius.
Yeah.
And I remember Zaius from the original.
Oh, is he really? Is that the original? Huge.
Yeah, Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
I know Dr. Zaius, of course.
Yeah, so he plays this movie's Dr. Zaius.
That's crazy.
And that's Charlton Heston.
That is fun.
And he gets given that awful line reading of another famous line, damn them all to hell.
Yeah.
A great line in the original.
It is a great line in the original. It's famously iconic. And Charles Heston, I can't stress enough, he's in a bed about to die. We don't see him die. Tim Roth's like, hey, so you're gonna die. Can you give me any like information, anything to stop these guys? Like, check the artifact over there. And he's like, just fucking smash it. He's like, there's a gun. So yeah, just use that.
My favorite thing is the urn. It was still filled with ash as well. Like they weren't like we'll just put a gun in it. They were still like, no, we should put a body in here.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Did they cremate? Was he holding a gun when they cremated him?
That's what I thought.
Well, a fire can only get that strong, so we just burnt him.
I just don't know why they did that.
How do you get a gun in there into a pot?
Why? How did they? Would they make the pot around a gun?
Yeah.
Or around the body?
I guess you famously like make a small pot, kind of shove the body in there, heat the pot up, with a gun inside, and then you get
The gun would go off though, wouldn't it?
The gunpowder would go off. It's an
Yeah.
empty gun.
I don't know how they've done this.
No.
Unless he could have just reached in and grabbed the gun out, but Tim Roth loves to smash.
He does love to smash. He's the only monkey that loves to smash.
He loves
He's the
to
only one
smash.
that I think he's the only one on his all fours, right?
Yeah.
At most
He's
points.
the only one fucking trying to be a monkey
Yeah.
in the entire movie.
It's quite-
It drove me nuts.
Well, I was thinking, does he have magic monkey powers where he uses rage? But I think you're right. Everyone's just not trying,
Yeah.
and it's really embarrassing for Tim Roth because he's fucking giving it a great go.
I think it's Tim Burton not paying attention and asking it wouldn't surprise me if they were like, these suits barely move.
Yeah.
You can't do it. And Tim Roth's like, fuck it, I want to give it my all. And
Yeah.
Tim Burton's like, that's great, you do what you want to do, but I'm not going to ask that of any of the other
I'm trying
actors.
to fuck Helen, honestly, and quite frankly,
She's never looked so hot.
Helen-
Her nose is two slits.
Helen, get on all fours. You see, that's not a great move, okay? So Tim, you do what you want to do. I'm gonna try and fucking pull, okay?
I really like, there's a part where Michael Clark Duncan's like, oh yeah, they're over there at like the spacecraft, and Tim Roth just freaks out. He starts jumping around, and he comes back and sincerely is just like, it's not you, my dad has just died. Michael Clark Duncan's like, I'm so sorry, man. It's just, I was
They
like,
share
what?
a tender moment, and it's probably the best acting of the whole thing.
It is. It's really good. You get whiffs of the Green Mile.
I'll be honest. They really underbake the misfits, don't they? Got Marky Mark, the blonde girl, who really is just
She has no personality.
nothing. There's a kid in this Volve.
Let's talk about this kid.
Okay.
This kid sucks.
Yeah.
And you know what sucks about him? I don't know who came up with the idea that their clothing should be made of rock. Right? Little pebbles?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Wouldn't that be heavy and hot to wear?
I don't know what the actual how you even sew that in. I don't know how Mark
Weave it.
got his look as well, because he's kind of like in a spaceman suit, but it's all like
It's grated?
yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I guess it got burnt off in it. But this kid really, it's such a cliche. Like, we need a kid to be like, I don't know, see the war.
He does nothing.
He does nothing, doesn't he?
He does nothing. The moment this kid he keeps on being like, let me out onto the battlefield. Let me out onto the battlefield. The moment he's out on the battlefield, a horse falls on him. And Mark's like, and this is why I didn't want you out there.
He nailed
you dumb
him.
idiot.
Yeah, Mark nailed it. He trained chimps, so he knows his stuff.
It blew my mind. We've already discussed it, but Mark obviously comes to the revelation that it turns out Mark is really the maker of this planet.
Yeah.
Because he caused that ship to crash.
Yeah.
But when they're there, all the humans are there because Mark becomes Jesus.
Yeah, I don't really get this point, because essentially I think Paul Giamatti is like, and you got some stragglers back there, and it's pretty much just all the humans that have just gathered around, just like, well, you're kind of doing something good, so what are you doing? We'll figure it out. Mark's like, I guess we have an army now. And then the other apes are like, well, shit, they got an army, well, let's get an army too.
But why? What? They're like, the stories of you have spread.
Yeah.
Mark hasn't done anything.
No, he's broken out of jail, and actually he found a gun. He swam.
He
swam.
He twisted.
Carl, he swam.
God, anyone
the
can
apes are scared of water. It's a famous thing.
Doesn't matter.
They're scared of water.
Doesn't matter.
They can't swim.
Ugh.
Apes famously can't swim.
And Anyway, so I guess a war ensues. Mark has the upper hand. He just blows that ship away.
Yeah, it's pretty. I guess what's the message of this film? Because it seems like
I
honestly,
think violence is the answer and weapons are key.
yeah, weapons are key. You gotta get the upper hand, like weapon wise. You know,
Mm.
World War One was not won through attrition. No, it was won by a big gun,
Won by big guns, big guns,
big tanks, flamethrowers, all that fun stuff.
big tank vibes.
Yeah.
yeah. So I guess good message.
Yeah, good message.
The battlefield sequences I think are hindered by people cannot move that well.
I don't think they can move that well. However, I do like in this part of the film they go, we're going to start using some wires. And I think
like
this
that
is
too,
when,
yeah.
I guess, because you're right, they can't move, but they're like, well, we can actually fucking throw Paul Giamatti, we can throw Tim Roth, and we can throw Helen Moncada. I'm talking really, they get zapped, they get swung, they are flying. And it's quite a good effect.
Anytime they use wire work, I do like it.
Yeah.
It's like when they run in the orangutan jumps onto his chandelier.
Yeah.
Anytime they do monkey-related things, it's quite fun. Like when Helena Bonham Carter's writing in her diary and she's using her feet.
I thought that was a great practical effect because you can kind of see like another hand that she's doing it. They covered it. Good fun stuff.
It's
you know,
good
man.
fun. It's good
There's
fun.
a lot of a cheeky
Great
vibe
family
to
fun.
this. There's a cheeky vibe to this movie, but I think it just gets bogged down by one having to live in the shadow of a very serious, sad film. And I guess just kind of rushed. It's kind of this weird, like, some people committing, some people aren't committing.
It's also not a very interesting adventure or journey.
No.
And I think
We skipped it, but, like, really,
it's a very boring film.
like, either like,
Very
the
dull.
apes are going through the sort of, I don't know, the politics of, like, should we be able to be, can I take control? And then Marky Mark's kind of doing nothing with his gang. It's fucking boring.
Yeah. Because they've decided to give the monkeys so much focus in this movie, there's nothing for Mark Wahlberg's character to explore and have explained to him and learn. There's no mystery to that because we just see the monkeys doing their own thing, point of view.
Yeah.
In the Charlton Heston one, I'm pretty sure we very rarely leave his POV. So he is exploring
This mystery.
the society,
Yes.
how it is the way that it is, why it is the way that it is, how humans fit into it. That's all really interesting.
I mean, because here's the thing. I think tonally, it is fun seeing essentially the apes. There's something like getting a haircut.
Yeah.
Like it's just the 1950s, but they're for apes, which is fun, but also like
Gotham with apes.
yeah.
Remember Tim Burton's
There are
version
so
of
many
Gotham?
monkey goons are hanging about, and they're trading like bananas for drugs. It's all a bit of fun, huh?
Yeah, look, so we get to the end. I do really like the scene with Tim Roth learning to use a gun.
Yes.
That's really fun. And I love him freaking himself out and doing flips in this little room where he gets caught.
Yeah.
And it, ends with him scared under like a
Yeah.
bench. That's fun.
That's
like I
fun,
enjoy
man.
his like
Weapons are
captivity.
no, you can't do it.
Yeah.
And also the war is again, it's
It's a
quite
bit
fun.
campy. Like
They've gone to the Grand Canyon, it seems, like one of those sort of places. And it's
yeah,
gone
or Palm
bunch,
Springs.
bunch of people in monkey suits and going, let's go crazy, huh?
Yeah, get some wires and cranes in.
But shit, Carl, who comes down from the skies, huh?
Simu.
Simu.
No, not Simu, but the original
The other monkey.
That
Everyone thinks it's Monkey Jesus.
the monkey from the beginning, and
Yeah.
everybody's like, "Well, let's just kneel for this guy."
Mm.
And you're like, "Wow, what a Deus Ex Machina."
It's definitely there's part. Oh, we'll get into the end. Anyway, it's an odd choice, but hey, I guess Monkey Jesus.
It's funny because after everybody settles from that, Tim Roth just starts to try and kill Mark Wahlberg again. You're like, I guess that's fair. Why has everybody stopped fighting?
Yeah, no one really backs him really, but they just go fighting in the ship. Then
I guess they now see that Mark Wahlberg's friends with the monkey, and
Yes.
there was harmony between the two.
What's the vibe? Like, is this monkey like an ancestor of monkeys? Like, do these monkeys see the actual monkey and go, we're brother, like or do they kind of go, you're a little bit weird, but I kind of vibe. I know you. Like, is he like a Neanderthal to them, or do they,
Yeah.
or is in this universe going, no, we're the same?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, yeah, is that monkey an equal?
Yeah, I mean, all
But it can't speak, so why would it be an equal?
no.
You know?
Do they respect that? Like, it's like, oh, we know this monkey is like from the past.
Yeah, how do they understand evolution? How do they understand how that monkey became them now?
Yeah. Would we respect somebody like a Neanderthal? I'd be interested.
If an
I don't know,
Neanderthal came from the sky, you would just be like,
I would
I'm
look.
better than you, I guess.
would look. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd look. But I would. Yeah. I don't know about a bow.
You'd be like, this guy's an idiot. He
Yeah.
needs to be picked up to leave, and he keeps doing me a little thumbs up.
Yeah. oh, I don't know, Neanderthal doing a thumbs up, I'd be like, I don't know if I'd like follow you to my death, but like I get your vibe.
If there's one thing I enjoy about chimpanzees, it's their smile.
Yeah.
I love when they're smiling.
Oh, 100%. There's a good range of monkeys on
There's
display
a
here.
great range of monkeys when they smile. Don't watch Nope, though. God, that thing will turn you off, monkeys.
God, they ripped the face off of that woman, didn't they?
Yeah.
God, it's good.
Just,
Nope.
just ruined
Yeah.
that sitcom.
Really ruined chimpanzees.
Really ruined chimpanzees.
They're very cheeky, but not Nope.
The other thing that's really ruined the Planet of the Apes for me is the Planet of the Apes musical that's in The Simpsons.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dr. Zaius, Dr. Zaius.
That was doing the rounds. There's like that chimpanzee.
Chimpanzee. Oh, it's
Fuck
so
me
good.
dead. God
It's
damn.
so good. I love you, Dr. Zaius. What a great ending. As opposed to this, let's discuss.
Let's discuss the ending. Now, which for I guess the actual facts are that Marky Mark then takes a ship and then goes back through the wormhole.
Really quickly, it should be cleared up. He does indeed kiss both ape and
Yes.
woman.
Let's talk about this because this feels like I don't know. Like I don't know if it's like a producer going, we'll film both and then see what test audience say.
Yeah.
And I guess it was 50-50 on the ape or the woman. It feels very messy because they both watch the Mark kiss the other, and it's very awkward. And they both go, "Are you coming back?" He's like, "No." So it just seems like he pashed a monkey and a woman and then dipped.
Yeah.
So rude.
Fair.
Yeah. Oh, fair.
Fair to dip on the ape.
Fair to dip on the ape, but then I guess just rude. Who did he kiss first?
He kissed the ape first, and then he did woman as a little sloppy seconds, and then he got the hell out of there.
That's crazy.
Do you reckon he was grossed out kissing?
I don't know. I think Mark was. I think Tim behind the camera was like, God, I can't wait to fucking move into a house together. I mean, have two separate houses together, and we're just gonna live there for 20 years and we get divorced, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's discuss this ending.
Yes. So, for context, we've already established if you go into the wormhole, you essentially get spit out the other side opposite time. So, if someone goes in first and someone goes in second, the second person will arrive first, and the first one will arrive second. Marky Mark rocks back in. He's like, I'm going back to Earth. It's a very quick flight, I guess. Lands into the Washington. Oh shit, Carl, what's up there?
Ape Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln.
But it's
Abraham,
Thade.
Yeah, it's Thade. It's Tim Roth as a monkey.
Tim Roth, and they're
as
like,
Abraham
thanks.
Lincoln.
They're like, thanks for freeing us.
Yeah.
Thade. And Mark's like, but how?
Mm.
And as are we.
Yeah.
And so, what was your takeaway?
I've seen this a few times. Each time, it just gets more and more revolting. You can definitely see, I guess in one script, maybe it landing, but just absolutely butchered. It comes in like really smashing in the face.
It's just so stupid. It's
just
a really stupid visual.
Yeah.
Like the blown
Oh,
up...
the visual is insane.
It's insane.
It's so
in
fucking
comparison
good.
to the blown up Statue of Liberty, where you're like, that's a very concise what occurred, everything went wrong.
Yes, it just
society fell apart.
Whereas this is like, did he free the monkey slaves?
Yeah.
In 1850? Because 150 years ago, what happened?
So
Fade's come back. Let's say he's established it. So he's come back to the Earth.
But how?
Well, I assume he's got a ship. I think he's stolen another ship.
Why, as an audience, do we have to assume that?
I think we got to earn our reward, okay, Carl? It's a thinker movie. Come on,
it's
a
just
thinker.
like,
but let's say he gets back, okay?
Yeah.
He makes a ship. Let's say it takes him 150 years because whatever. He's now in 1836, okay? Because that's when Abraham Lincoln did his thing.
Yeah.
The Civil War is happening.
Yeah.
Monkeys are, I guess, just in the jungle.
Yeah.
What does he do to get the monkeys freed?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Does he bring a fleet of people? A fleet of apes? Like, the apes are of the same... Like, they're not even the smart, trained astronaut apes.
Yeah.
They're just the regular apes that
I
were
gotta
around
tell you,
then.
is Fade and a bunch of greasers and smoking monkeys rocked up? I think they could do some pretty big damage.
I
to
just
the
think they'd be
American
a bit of
South.
a hoot. Like, that's...
I think the shrine shouldn't be they freed us. Just these guys were a vibe for a bit. I liked their vibe. I liked the cut of the jib, and they were cool.
I would love it if everybody, because all the cars and everything come, and all the police officers are apes, and the reporters are apes, and everything like that. Would have been great if all the humans rocked up, and Mark's like, "What's this?" And they're like, "Oh, they're just a vibe in history." Like, we just really loved them for a while.
Yeah, no, like I'll be honest, society we absolutely we blend together pretty well. It's just kind of cool. They're just kind of cool.
I think the thing that's frustrating about the ending is it doesn't come across as an ending. It feels like a cliffhanger. Because there's so much to be explained and explored that it does not feel like a final moment.
If they had another one on the horizon, which they did not, maybe they could have done some stuff. But
Tim Burton said he'd rather throw himself off a bridge than make a sequel to this.
I was like, man, this must have been fucking dreadful because it seemed like no one was happy. It made a lot of money. So
what did it make?
$360
on
$100 million.
It's okay.
It's okay, right?
Yeah, it's
like
good.
studio made their money.
Yeah.
Everyone probably made their money. There was definitely not a loss.
100 mil's good considering the scope of the makeup.
I think
hours and hours.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Although like a lot of it's sets, a lot of it like this outdoor stuff. There's a lot of horses and shit like that.
Yeah.
It looks great. I think but it is funny. They were like, we've left money on the table. We're not coming back to it.
Yeah.
We've done damage.
Yeah.
People will not come out to the second one.
Oscar, who would watch Planet of the Apes 2001 by Tim Burton?
I think it is a shame because there's such large issues with this film that you can just see why. Like, I think the ending's silly. I think Mark is not trying. I think all the things they've changed it, like as you're saying, like for Planet of the Apes, all the changes they've made are the wrong choices. So there's just so many like little things that have just gone wrong to the point that you're just like, oh god, this is just. It's a shame because you can kind of see like a reboot of this franchise could work because it worked literally 5 years ago, or like was it 2011? When did the first one come out?
2011.
2011.
Rise of the Planet of the Apes was 2011.
Yeah. They knew they had something good. They're like, well, this can be remade. So it's just, I guess, I think you've only really got like seeing the apes. Really, that's really it.
Yeah, and it's like you've done it before. I think that's what's interesting about the other one is at least they take a whole other approach and angle. Like there's a whole... Is it interesting? So interesting that they were able to weave such a large narrative in that newer trilogy that by the end of War for the Planet of the Apes, they're still not anywhere near forming a full, proper civilization.
100%. So for this one, I guess who would watch it? I guess if you just love... I mean, just imagining Tim Burton fucking a monkey. I guess that's really it. Yeah, that's kind of that's how I imagined it. I guess it's the Abraham Lincoln thing. That is funny. I think I'd be upset if I wasn't in cinemas, but I get a bit charmed from that now. I'm not super angry at that.
It's a big swing.
Yeah,
and that is charming.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun swings on this.
Yeah.
I guess it's interesting to see Tim Burton make a studio film.
Yeah.
I guess he kind of started doing them after this. It's weird.
This is his Dumbo.
Yeah. No, his Dumbo's his Dumbo. Or his Miss Pedigree for
Home of Peculiar Children.
God, he's made some weird films in the 2000s.
You can't peg him, can you?
Is Charlie and Chocolate Factory his best one of this century?
Of like the studio movies?
Of like what? What was the other film that came out like 2005? He did one. Oh, the claymation one. The Franken Bride.
Corpse Bride.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's probably his highest one. But then Charlie and Chocolate Factory might be close second.
Yeah, and that's not even a great movie.
Yeah.
It's all right.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Damn, he's a weird director. He has such a like a banger. Anyway, Carl, who would watch Planet of the Apes?
Look, I think if you're just a big fan of makeup, you'd probably just really enjoy it.
If you're watching like YouTube vloggers, you're gonna fucking love this one.
It's like there's a fun scope to it, I guess. It's just really dull. I don't know who it would be for. I think if you are really enjoying the new Planet of the Apes movies, give this a whirl because it is nothing like anything. It's really bizarre.
It's odd that this one just sits in the middle of
like,
the pretty good ones to be movies, this, and then like pretty good ones.
Yeah, so it is a funny thing when you look at the scope of this franchise and you go, what a weird left field this is, and it doesn't really follow any sort of pre-established narrative or just really bizarre. And just Mark Wahlberg's so bored. So bored. He really bogs it down.
Yeah.
I think with a better lead, this movie would be slightly better. Like a more energetic, proactive lead.
Going, Jesus Christ, Paul Giamatti's a slave owner? That is a protagonist.
Somebody having a rat-a-tat with Paul Giamatti as
having a rat-a-tat with Tim Roth. If someone matched Tim Roth, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. If somebody came in and was like, I'm going to match Tim Roth, this movie would be bonkers good.
Carl, you've been doing this, probably, dare I say, the worst bit you've ever done in the time I've known you. It's been an upsetting bit. You've been saying, hey, guys, check it out at 3 a.m. in the morning. It's the If trailer. They dropped some new characters. And now the film is finally released, and it seems like nobody likes it. So, Carl, are you keen to defend it next week?
Sorry? Oh, I'm just so happy you're actually going to have to see it. Like, I won. Like, that's the thing. I won, Oscar.
Yeah, it's pretty upsetting. I think...
If you could see the grin on my fucking face, it's just such a victory. Like, it's so funny. When this bit started, I know in your mind you were like, I'm never going to have to watch that.
I thought,
look at you now.
I think everyone around you, this isn't just as a bit between us. This is a bit that's spread about 20 people know about this bit, know about the film. Dare I say you are owed some money by Jonathan Krasinski. You've been pushing this film on us. Every little update, every little character choice, every trailer. You've been like, guys, check it out. It's the movie of the day.
The other day we were in a rush to get out of here, and I just put on some B-roll on YouTube of the behind the scenes. People sat down and watched.
No one's enjoyed the bits. No one's liked it.
Well...
Anyway, next week we're fucking watching If. So thanks, Carl.